Good day everyone, I'm Muhammad Al-Hakim A. Kasim, BSCD 1B. Let's talk about case study 2, what happened in the Cavite Mutiny. The year 1872 is a historic year of two events. The Cavite Mutiny, the martyrdom of the three priests Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora. These events are important milestones in Philippine history and have caused ripples throughout time, directly influencing the decisive events of the Philippine Revolution towards the end of the century. Ito ang mahalagang pangyayari sa kasaysayan sa ating bansang Pilipinas at naging susi ng kasarinlan, pag-aaklas at revolusyonaryong aksyon ng Pilipino laban sa mga Espanyol. While the significance is unquestioned, what made this year controversial are the different sides to the story, a battle of perspective supported by primary sources. Sa pangyayaring ito ay naging kontrobersyal ng taon, iba't ibang kwento nang nagkaroon ng kahalagan ang mga naganap. In this case study, we zoom into the events of the Cavite Mutiny, a major factor in the awakening of nationalism among the Filipinos of that time. Habang sa pag-aaral ay nagmulat sa nasyonalismo sa ating mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon sa kalusulukuyan. The documentation of Spanish historian Jose Montero y Vidal centered on how the event was an attempt in overthrowing the Spanish government in the Philippines. Although of the mutiny was criticized as willful bias and bribed for a scholar. Sa pananaliksik ng Espanyol na si Jose Montero y Vidal, ang nangyari sa pagtatangka sa pag-aaklas ay hindi patas dahil sa isang Espanyol. Siyempre, dahil kalahi niya ito at dahil dito ay kini-question bilang scholar. Another account from the official report written by the Governor General Rafael Izquierdo implicated the native clergy who were then active in the movement towards secularization of parish. At isa pa sa salaysay na inuugnay sa Cavite Mutiny ay si Gobernador Rafael Izquierdo. Ito ay inuugnay na isang aktibo sa pag-aklas sa mga kaparian dahil gusto nila magkaroon ng sariling simbahan na pamumunuan ng mga Pilipinong pari at gusto nilang pagbagsakin ng mga paring Espanyol ang gobyerno. Primary sources excerpt from Montero's account of Cavite Mutiny. Source: Jose Montero y Vidal, Spanish version of the Cavite of 1872 in Gregorio Zaide and Sonia Zaide. Documentary source: Philippine History, Volume 7, Manila National Bookstore, 1890-273. The Spanish Revolution, which overthrew a secular throne, the propaganda carried on by an brilliant press against monarchical principles, attentatory of the most sacred respects towards the dethroned majesty. The outburst of the American publicists and the Commonwealth policy of the senseless governor whom the revolutionary government sent sovereign the Philippines and who put into practice these ideas were the determining circumstances which gave rise among certain Filipinos to the ideas of attaining their independence. Ang isa sa mga dahilan ng nag-aaklas ang mga gobyerno o manggagawa sa tubuhan ay ang mga tinatawag na American policy at tinutukoy na gobernador dito ay si Emilio Aguinaldo at ito ay kaisipan na tinatawag na kasarinlan o KKK pamamagitan ng tulong ng Pilipinong pari. It was toward this goal that they started to work with the powerful assistance of a certain section of native clergy who, out of spite towards friars, made common cause with the enemies of the mother sa country. Sa ibang panahon, lalo na sa simula ng taong 1872, ang karapatan at pamahalagan at kalayaan ay umusbong laban sa mga Espanyol. At various times, but especially into the beginning of year 1872, the authorities received anonymous communication with the information that a great uprising would break out against the Spaniards. The minute of fleet of the Cavite left for the south, and that all would be assassinated by including the price, but nobody gave importance to this notice. The controversy had been going on since the days of Latorre with utmost secrecy. At times, the principal leaders met either in the house of Filipino Spaniards Dr. Joaquin Pardo de Tavera or into that of the native priest Jacinto Zamora, and these meetings were usually attended by the curate of Bacoor, the soul of the movement, whose energetic character of emergence felt enable him to exercise a strong influence. At sabi naman dito, ang pag-isa at pagtutulungan ay nagsimula sa panahon ng mga Pilipino at Espanyol sa pamamagitan ng Gomborza. At ito ay nagsimula sa pagkakilala sa palaganap ng matatag na samahan ng empasiya sa ating bansa.
Good morning everyone, I am Raof E. Mundas. Differing account of the events in 1872. These are the two other primary accounts exist that seem to counter the accounts of Izquierdo and Montero. First, the account of Dr. Trinidad Hermenegildo Pardo de Tavera, a Filipino scholar and researcher who wrote a Filipino version of the bloody incident in Cavite. This is the primary source excerpts from Pardo de Tavera's account of the Cavite Mutiny. According to this account, the incident was merely a mutiny by Filipino soldiers and laborers of the Cavite arsenal to the dissatisfaction arising from the draconian policies of Izquierdo, such as the abolition of privileges and the prohibition of the founding of the School of Arts and Trades for Filipinos, which the general saw as a smokescreen to creating a political club. It is said that the incident was a simple merely mutiny by the native Filipino soldier and laborers of the Cavite isomer to turn out to be dissatisfied with abolition and privileges. And directly Tavera blamed Governor Izquierdo ruled leadership that can called bloody policies, such as the abolition of privileges of the workers and native army members, of the isomer prohibition of the founding of the School of Arts and Trades for Filipinos, which the general believed as a cover-up of the organization of a political club. Tavera is of the opinion that the Spanish friars and Izquierdo used the Cavite Mutiny as a way to address other issues, by blowing out of proportion the isolated mutiny attempt. Tavera believed that the Spanish friars and Izquierdo used the Cavite Mutiny as a powerful lever not only the native army but also include residents of Cavite and Manila, and more importantly, the native clergy overthrew that during that time. The central government in Madrid announced its intention to the price powers of intervention matters of civil government under direction and management of educational institution. This turn of event was believed by Tavera, promote that to do something just stick to their desire to maintain power in the Philippines. The Central Spanish government introduced an educational degree fusing sectarian schools run by the price into a school called the Philippine Institute. These are the primary sources excerpts from Plauchat's account of the Cavite Mutiny. According to Edmond Plachat, a French historian, the mutiny's cause was Governor General Rafael Izquierdo exacting of personal taxes from the soldiers and workers as well as his imposition of forced labor on them. During this time, General Latorre created a junta composed of high officials including some French and 6 Spanish officials. At the same it created by the government in Madrid, a committee to investigate the same problems submitted to Manila. Here's the summary of the reform they consider necessary to introduce. Number 1. Changes in tariff, rates of custom, and the methods of collection. Number 2. Removal of surcharge on foreign importations. Number 3. Reduction of export fees. Number 4. Permission for foreigners to reside in the Philippines by real estate, enjoy freedom of worship, and operate commercial transform flying the Spanish flag. Number 5. Establishment of an advisory council to inform the Ministry of Overseas Affairs in Madrid on the necessary reforms to be implemented. Number 6. Changes in primary and secondary education. Establishment of an Institute of Civil Administration in the Philippines, rendering unnecessary the sending home of short-term civil officials every time there is a change of ministry. Number 8. Study of direct tax system. Number 9. Abolition of the tobacco monopoly. During that time, most Filipinos introduced necessary reform that they want to experience at that time, such as wear changes, interpret cost-to-man collection, removal of suggest empowers importation, reduce of exsurface foreigners to reside into Philippines, advisory council establishment, change in primary and secondary education establishment of an Institute of Civil Administration and study of the taxes, name of abolition of the tobacco monopoly. However, this reform put an end to these genes to those Filipinos because Governor Izquierdo arrived in Manila. Because of General Izquierdo did not like having a forms in Izquierdo's did not want that form give to the Filipinos. Of course, the Spanish governments include Spanish Fries want to continue the qualification of economic dominant in Philippines. Therefore, the Fries views the incident as a part of dominance, which had started to show cracks. Because of the discontent of the Filipinos, they also showcase the mutiny as a part of greater conspiracy in the Philippines by the Filipinos to overthrow the Spanish government. If we are going to analyze the Filipino version about this account, it is said that Filipinos, especially Caviteños people, wanted equal right. They just wanted enjoying privileges, and they just wanted protest and wanted that General Izquierdo a lot of them. But suddenly, General Izquierdo did not want like to happen. And even if they have different stories or version in communicating a time in 1872, there is one thing there is one thing believable in this problem, and it was the educational of Gamborja. The Cavite Mutiny of 1872 resulted in the martyrdom of Gamborja, a collective name of the three martyred priest, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, who were tagged as the mastermind of the Cavite Mutiny, and they were prominent Filipino priests that charged with treason and sedition. They are alleged of this execution because General Governor Rafael Izquierdo believed that the Ticnes were the leader of land government ordered to break free of this Spanish government. Gamborja were executed by garrote in public, a scene purported witnessed by a young Jose Rizal. Their martyrdom is widely accepted as the dawn Philippine nationalism in the 19th century, where Rizal dedicated his novel El Filibusterismo.